Yeah, so I guess the, um, the challenge for me the next 3 years is that to really further raise the profile of the bank. To not as loud as the large local bank, but perhaps in between, so that when customers talk about the banking products, OCBC will be a bank that they say, hey, OCBC had this particular product, have you heard about it? So that's the so-called legacy that I like to leave for my tenure in office, and to remember. I mean, other than growing the business 20%, 15% a year, I mean, that's great, that's fine, create a
but that's pegged to quarterlies and all that.
Yeah.
And column inches, and when you're out there, you talk about this and that. It's invaluable, column inches. Whether it's all about brand equity, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not very. I mean, it's not easy because we are a foreign bank, and there's quite a fair number of very successful foreign banks in Malaysia as well. It's quite crowded. So for us, being a Singapore-based bank, trying to occupy that space, having the same level of voice among the international bank and also with the large local bank, I think that's something that we're working very hard, and we hope that we can be quite successful on that.
Okay, Jeffrey, my question is this. You touched on this in terms of the financial sector consolidation. Now, your views on perhaps your competitor, the one competitor you have in Singapore that is not yet present in Malaysia, DBS. Of course, their shareholder is Temasek, and Temasek owns Alliance Financial, one of your, in fact, rivals in your segment of the market. Now, how would you rate their chances of entering the local scene here?
Well, Temasek and DBS is still quite independently run, and of course, DBS would really like to be in Malaysia. They are in Thailand. They are quite strong, very strong in Hong Kong. So the chances are, it also depend on the. You would have probably hear about the comments from Indonesia, where the treatment for the Malaysian bank has been quite favorable, but it's not vice versa. So I think the regulators are also looking at it from a perspective of, if you open up in Malaysia, you have to also open up in Singapore. So I guess there's going to be a little bit of horse trading, before DBS can get a footing into Malaysia.
Yeah, interesting. Of course, relations between Malaysia and Singapore are thawing, but that's yet to manifest itself in banking, right? Because CIMB would love to have a bigger presence in Singapore, but they don't.
Yeah, I think they're lobbying very hard. So that's probably the horse trading that they are pursuing, I think. But the thing is that Malaysian market is pretty competitive, and when you look at some of the foreign banks that have entered, the Islamic bank that has entered in 04, 05, it's not as easy as you think to really penetrate in this segment, because these segments are well entrenched by the local bank, and the 5 large foreign banks have a very strong domain customer segment that they are very good at, built over the last 50 to even 100 years. So from that perspective, it is quite a tough market, even for DBS to come in to be very successful.
Okay, Jeremy, thank you for your thoughts.